Hi. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Today, we are going to have a very interesting conversation about arguing. Now, I'm not going to ask you, do you argue? Because I'm a human being and I kind of know the answer to that. So we're going to talk about this. First of all, what is arguing? Second of all, how to argue better. What? Yes. And number 3, how to stop arguing. Sound interesting? Sounds challenging. Here it goes. So number 1, the title of today is that what you're arguing about is not what you're arguing about. What you're arguing about is not really what you're arguing about. What in the world does that mean? Well, first of all, what's arguing? As far as I'm concerned, and I am an expert, just so you know, I could be on a debate team with anybody because this girl loves to debate. So debating and arguing, is it the same thing? Well, not really. So here's arguing. Arguing is a product of what happens when you are frustrated. Frustrated. Anybody join me on here? Frustrated. When I am frustrated, I am something. I know that something could be better. If you were never frustrated, then you would be totally happy and content and calm because nothing would need to get better. Right? Correct. So when you're frustrated, that means that something is wrong and it needs to get better. So really, that is a good thing. So any anger or frustration that comes in you and comes out of you, it really is natural and it is healthy and it is good as long as we do it kind of in the right way. So what does arguing look like though? When do we take that frustration to a higher level and it gets what we would call loud? Anybody want to say below what arguing looks like to you? Loud, hot, dramatic, strong words. That's really what arguing is. And really, I do not need to explain what arguing is. You know what it is. Raise your hand. I've done it. I've been there. I understand. So we know what arguing is. Arguing really and truly is what we do when we are frustrated. So do you ever have arguments with the people that you love? Well, sure we do. Are they healthy? No, they're not. So how do we get arguments to be healthy? So here we go. That's the second point. The first point, what is arguing? Second point, how to argue. So, okay, this is how you argue. And I'm going to change my hands here just a little bit. So, how to argue. First of all, what we're doing is, when we're arguing, this is what I find in my life, and maybe it's true for you too. When I get into an argument with somebody that I love, usually it is not about the thing I'm arguing about. So, first of all, you have to decide what is happening that we're in an argument to start with. So, are you mad at somebody else, but you're arguing with another person? Sometimes when you get into an argument, really and truly, you're just impatient because of something that just happened and it didn't happen fast enough. So that energy of impatience comes into who you are and what you are. And so that is part of the argument. Really, I'm not arguing with somebody because I'm impatient with them. I'm impatient about something else that happened in my life. I'm not arguing with somebody because I'm aggravated with them, but because I'm just exhausted. Maybe I'm discouraged at something else that happened. Do you ever bring energy into a current relationship that really should be focused on somebody else? Everybody breathe. Many times, the way you argue is to keep it with the person that needs to be talked to. What happens is we are arguing with the wrong people. We need to slow down and take a breath and talk to ourselves about, why am I discouraged? Why is my imperfection bothering me? I'm mad because this thing didn't work out, but I'm taking it out on somebody else. I'm overwhelmed and I don't feel like I've got enough time and I'm a little bit crazy and I'm stressed and I'm rushed and I'm going to fuss at you, but really I'm not angry at you. I shouldn't be arguing with you. I should be arguing with the things in my life that I need to fix and make better. Because remember, hashtag, I am getting better. Hashtag, I am getting better. I am getting better and better every day. That was then and this is now. So what are we doing? We're arguing with the wrong person. So how do you argue? Take it up with yourself, first of all, rather than the arbitrary person who happens to be in your space. So the person who's in your space is the person who's the recipient of your frustration when they didn't really deserve it. They didn't earn it. They're not the ones you're supposed to be arguing with. So first of all, how to argue? Make sure you're arguing with the right person. If you need to argue with yourself, argue with yourself. If you need to argue with somebody else, argue with somebody else. But don't argue with the person that didn't deserve it. It even a point of what you're doing, they didn't have anything to do with it. So this is what I wanted to say as far as point number 2, how to argue. Argue with the right person. And secondly, argue in such a way that it is received. So I guess I would say, don't argue. What did we say arguing was? Hot, heated, dramatic, high emotions, strong words, frustration, and many times just the frustration, the overwhelm, the impatience that we're dealing with. So how do you argue? Basically, you want to make sure that you are calm. Oh my word. I know you guys do not believe this, but all of my life, other than the last 2 years, you would have never called me calm. That was not the word. You would have said, oh, Sandy. Let me define Sandy in one word. Calm. That would have never been the word. That would have never been the word. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Never been the word. But guess what? I am not always calm, but pretty much calm is something that I am going for now. It is a part of my life because I am understanding that my emotions really are based on me and what I'm thinking. I hope you'll go back and watch some of my other videos about what you're thinking, because your thinking drives everything. If you're impatient, then you're probably thinking thoughts about that I'm not good enough. I don't know how to do this. I'm not fast enough. This is going too slow. All that impatience comes out in a lack of calm in your life. So you want to find that calm. Go back and just listen to some other videos. But also, I want you to know you need to breathe. When you want to argue and that impatience and that frustration comes up, breathe. Breathe 3 times. If you need to breathe all day, then breathe all day. But get calm. Bring yourself to a calm space. And just as if you have to say, am I arguing with the wrong person? Really think about the person. Sometimes, you don't bring your negative energy to somebody else. They bring their negative energy to you. Is that right? So I'm going to tell you how to stop arguing. Last point. When a person brings... Well, let me go back. First of all, we always want to be 100% personally responsible. So if I'm bringing my negative energy to a person, then I have to deal with that. I have to recognize it. If they say, hey, this isn't my problem. You need to go get yourself quiet and go talk to yourself. Then I have to say, yep, that's true. But let's say they bring their negative energy to you. Let's say they come to you and it is loud and it is big and it is negative and it is dramatic and the words are strong and the fire is hot. And you really don't believe that what we're talking about is really where all this energy came from. One of the things I like to do is I like to say, I'm not sure that this is really what we're talking about. First of all, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I don't think this conversation and the anger is really about this. Are you okay? What's really the problem? What's really the issue? And so when you can take your energy and keep it calm and realize they're not really talking to you, they're not talking about you, it's not really your situation, then that can diffuse it. Just by you saying, are you okay? This doesn't really sound like maybe this is what the problem is. Is there something going on? Are you okay? Express love, concern. Give them an opportunity to bring their energy level down. Because really, don't just immediately, sorry. I am the expert, I told you. Don't immediately go to the place where you think they're attacking me. They think I've done something wrong. No, generally, that's not true. It's an overflow of why they're arguing. It's not really about what they're arguing about. It's the why. Their impatience, their overwhelmed, their discouragement, their disappointment, all of that is coming in. And that is really the cause of what it is. So just say, are you okay? I don't think that this is really what this argument's about. Are you okay? And then second of all, even if the argument is about if it's legitimate or not, if you stay calm, then you have a much better ability and option to keep the argument, not to be an argument, but to become a profitable discussion. Okay? So, this is what I've learned to do, and I'm so grateful. This is one of the most powerful things you will ever do, is to create a boundary in yourself that you say, this is my skin, these are my eyes, and these are my ears, and they are mine, and you don't get to throw trash on them. Okay, so this is in your mind. This is who you know you are, that you do not yell at people, and you do not let people yell at you. This is a new you. This is a new thought. This is a new ownership. So now you have redefined yourself as a person that people respect, that people listen, they talk to you, but they show you respect when they are talking to you. So I show respect to others, other people show respect to me. And when that boundary of respect has been crossed, then it is your choice, no longer a victim, no longer saying, well, he yells at me all the time. Girlfriend, that's over. That's over. The reason he yells at you is because you let him yell at you. So how do you stop arguing? This is how you do it. You first of all know who you are. And you say, I am a person of respect, and other people respect me. And when that boundary is crossed, then what you do is you say, you breathe first of all, and then you say, you can yell if you want. Okay, so give people freedom and permission to yell if they want. You can yell if you want, but you're not yelling at me. Okay, freedom, your freedom, you can make any choice you want. You are free to yell if you want, but you are not free to yell at me. So I am going to leave. I am going to hang up. When you are ready to talk with me in a calm voice, then you can call me back. Then you can come back into the room where I'm going. But I am leaving the conversation. I am hanging up, or I'm going into the living room. And when you are ready to talk to me, with me in a calm voice, then I'm happy to start the conversation again. And off you go into the wild blue yonder. No yelling, no screaming, but setting your boundaries, saying what you want, knowing who you are, and setting the boundary. And I will tell you, it will be very courageous for you to do this. And not only that, if you've never done it, it will be quite the exercise for you to redefine yourself and to say who you are and to say, I am setting the boundary for my life. People do not yell at me. You can yell if you want. You can yell it wherever you want, but you do not have permission to yell at me. So I am going to leave the room. And if you want to get calm and come back and restart the conversation, then I'm happy to have a conversation with you. And that's what you do. Listen all the way through. I pray it will bless you. And I really pray this, that you will breathe and you will know who you are and you will set a new boundary. And you will not only set a boundary with others of how they treat you, but you will set a new boundary with yourself of how you treat others. Because, hey, arguing goes both ways, doesn't it? I hope you have a great day today, an absolutely fabulous week. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels. I'll post below the link for you. We're at 50 subscribers, and I really want to get to 100 and beyond. So, blessings, blessings, blessings on you. Have a great day and happy Sunday.